one of the most common questions asked before somebody starts a remodel. What home improvements add the most value? So I asked my guest, my friend, Mr. Bruce Graff, who is also a remodeling contractor, to sit in with me and have this discussion with me. Mr. Graff, how are you?
Excellent.
Good. What improvements add the most value? And I don't know if I don't know if there's an absolute to that, because one of the things that comes to my mind originally is if you're talking about remodeling your home, what is it that adds the most value to you, to your comfort or your whatever reason you're thinking about remodeling?
Right.
You know, it's a little bit of an open-ended question.
And how long are you going to stay in the house? That's the big deal, is because a lot of people are saying, what can I do that is going to make my house worth more because we're going to be selling here in about a year? Well, that's a different question, or that's a different answer than we're going to be here for 20 years.
Right, and I've always told people that, you know, we always in this country we have, I call it the 5-year plan. It's like, Alex, I'm only going to live here for 5 years. And so I don't want to outspend my ability to sell it. I don't want to outprice the neighborhood. And I always tell them, young fella, the 5-year plan turns into a 20-year plan most of the time. Although I understand that on average, people only stay in homes 7 years. I can't imagine that, but that's what they say.
I haven't done that at all.
Yeah, me either.
I've been in and out for a long time.
Who wants to move every 7 years?
No kidding. I keep adding to all the stuff I've got. I don't want to move that.
But so you have to determine really, why is that question being asked? Is it being asked because you're going to resell your house? Is it going to be, are you asking that question for your own comfort? Like Bruce said, you need to sort of determine, and I will always ask them, and Bruce probably does too. One of the first questions I ask you is why are you doing this? What made you decide well, my kitchen's old, it needs to be updated. Okay, that's fine. Then let's remodel your kitchen for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And something, I had a conversation with a guy about his bathroom. He was saying his wife wants to remodel, but she doesn't he said, I don't want to do it yet because we're going to be selling about 5 years. And I said, consider this, go ahead and spend that money, that $50,000, $70,000, whatever you want in your bathroom, spend it now, and then you get to enjoy that bathroom.
For 5 years.
And then you sell it. Make your money on that, but you enjoyed it. I don't think it makes any sense though.
It's kind of like when you're buying a new car. It's like, I don't want to buy that new car and spend that much more money. I'm going to buy a used car, a clunker. It's cheaper. Well, no, you buy that new car because you want all the new stuff and the comfort in it, and you're going to enjoy it for 4 years or whatever it is before you sell it.
Plus, why would you wait and remodel for the next guy?
Well, and that's what happens now. So what happens now is the realtors and the potential buyers of that home you're going to sell, they're going to have it inspected, and the inspector's going to come, the home inspectors, and say this needs to be done, that needs to be. So there's always this negotiation process that takes place about, is the buyer going to fix this, or how are you going to do all that stuff? Well, you take that question off the table. You've remodeled the bathroom, and so the next person, and this is another thing that I always tell people, remodel it. First of all, they go, we don't know what to do so that it'll sell better. And I go, do exactly what makes you happy. Because the next person is probably going to look at it and say, wow, they did a great job. Or they may not. They may say, God, who picked that color?
Yeah.
But you can't control that.
No, and like in bathrooms, the question I get all the time is about the bathtub. And they'll say, oh, we're going to put a big bathtub in here, blah, blah, blah. And I'll say, okay, are you going to use that bathtub? No, we never use the bathtub. Why are we putting it in here? Well, because aren't we supposed to put that? Isn't the master supposed to have a bathtub? And I said, no, this is your house. You're going to live in this thing. If you don't take a bath, don't worry about putting a bathtub. Do we have a bathtub downstairs? Yes. Well, then it's in the guest bath, and then good. You've got a bathtub for anybody that needs that.
Right.
You
Put
build this
a water
bathroom.
feature in there.
Yeah. You do this bathroom. This is for you. Whatever you want. If you don't want a bathtub, keep it out. Let's enlarge that shower. Let's do a really grand bathroom without a bathtub that is worthless, because that's a lot of real estate that a bathtub is taking up, and a lot of money. So don't do it.
We've sort of focused on this bathroom, but the question is, what home improvements add the most value? So we know things like kitchens, bathrooms add a lot of value now, but things are changing. Things are evolving in housing and in our really kind of, it's a societal change. Energy efficiency is a huge part of what we're doing now.
Right.
So people
Windows.
Insulation in the attic. Do you have radiant barrier in your attic? There's all these things that you can do.
LEDs throughout.
Yeah. So then the question is, well, how do I justify that expense? What's my payback? And so that's a discussion you have to have when you're doing things like energy efficiency. It's sort of like, if you're going to put solar on there, what's the payback? Well, there ain't none. But there's a smaller bill every month, but the cost of it
up front,
you may not ever get that back. Who knows? Especially if you're not going to be in there for 25 years. But these are the discussions that you need to have. And what adds the most value? Well, are you going to sell your house? Then we need to do things like curb appeal. We need to do a kitchen. We need to do things that someone walks in and said, I'll tell you, most of the people I talk to, most of the time, either the husband or the wife will walk in and say, I love this about this house. It might be the master bathroom. It might be the shop in the garage.
It's the island in the kitchen.
It's some little thing that catches them, and they go, this is the house we're buying.
Yeah. But you never know what that is, though. But it is something. But I'll tell you, the cheapest thing you could do through the house to change its appearance, if that's your thought, how can I add value to it to sell, is paint the thing. Paint is probably the cheapest thing you can do in the house, and update it and freshen it, and it smells fresher. You walk in, you feel better. Get rid of these dark drab colors, lighten it up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a psychological thing when you walk into a house and it's fresh and new and neat.
Yes. And it smells fresh and new.
It does. Yeah.
Takes all that old stuff out of it.
Get rid of old carpeting that's been holding years of smell, odor. Change that out. Put fresh carpet, or put hardwood floors or something. You know what I mean? I think those add a lot of value to the house. Yeah.
Well, now that we've solved that question, I wanted to say thank you.
Absolutely. Again,
I appreciate your advice.
Yeah.
Not that I could afford to paint my house. No, that was at the Ask Alex segment today. Thanks for sending it in. Send in any questions that you've got to alex@remodelrev.com, alex@remodelrev.com. Contact us on Facebook. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. You get to see Bruce Graff over and over and over again. It is amazing. It can make your day. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. We're on all social media. Also, don't forget our podcast. Check out our podcast, Remodel Revolution, on any podcast site. We're on Apple, we're on Pandora, we're on Spotify, we're on all of them. And also go to Texas Weather Tracker TV on Saturday, 9 and 11, and see this whole thing replayed again on Roku, Apple, and some other TV that I never can remember. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you have a great week. Until next week, this is Alex Guthrie signing off.